Say that one more time.
Everything don't have to be so planned.
But you know me, Big Papa.
But that's why you get so stressed, because when it doesn't go according to plan, it's a vlog.
It's a vlog. It doesn't have to be planned. So, all right, Auburn, it is now what year as this vlog is debuting?
The year 2021.
2021. So 2020 is officially over. How does that make you feel?
Sad, glad, I don't really know. I'm indifferent. What about you?
I'm kind of in the same. I mean, because a lot of folks think, well, 2021 is going to be totally different, but in reality, who knows?
Probably not.
It's not. So we are in 2021, and we're excited dropping this crest. This is episode 20 that's going for our first vlog for 2021. And what we want to do, Auburn, as we walk through the halls of the church is kind of reflect back for a minute on 2020 and what God did in our student ministry, but also look forward to 2021.
Right.
And we're excited for what God is going to do and how he's going to continue to move, and we're thankful for what he's done. But Auburn, as we walk in the spot right now, you and I are going to take a second right now and sit down and just kind of chat about some stuff.
Yeah.
Chat about some different things that happened in 2020, but also about what's coming up in the days ahead for 2021. So, you ready?
Let's take a seat.
Let's have a seat. Let's do it. All right, get us going. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Get us going. We've taken our seat in the spot.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, as you can see, we have taken our seat here in a place that, you know, used to be really live. Throughout the week, especially on Sundays, we are here live in the spot. And it's kind of sad to think about, but what usually goes on in the spot?
Yeah, so Auburn, you know, as we reflect on 2020, we are sitting in a location that would be filled with teenagers, filled with adults passing through on a weekly basis. And it takes us back to just thinking for a moment about how 2020 started somewhat normal.
Yeah.
We had a normal January, kind of got the new year off with a great start, and then had D-Now. Really the last normal thing we did was D-Now Lift Tour 2020, Moments in February, and it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
And then March hit. And this space and our lives really changed. And we went from having people in this space on a weekly basis to starting something to try to do something different, to meet in different ways, because we as the church could still do that. And one of the ways we did that was by separating grades and genders.
Right, we had guys separated, girls separated classrooms, really just did everything kind of separated, which is crazy to say, but basically separating everybody, making sure everybody's distanced, so we could safely have everybody here at church.
Yeah, and so Aubrey, we had really neat meetings on every other week, and it was a special time to be together in this context. And then we had groups that were meeting off campus too. Many people opened their home and said, hey, come, my kids' grades can come here, and we're so excited about that. And we'll talk more, but look into some of that in 2021 again. But so that was kind of the beginning, Auburn, and then the summer hit, and everything felt as if it was canceled.
Right.
And that was a difficult situation, but we were seeking and saying, God, what does this look like? How can we continue to ministry? And the Lord provided in that, and we had a really neat few things happen in the summer.
Yeah, we did. You know, we look back and you think about, everybody wants to know, what are we going to do for camp?
Yeah.
Where's Wired? Where's summer camp? Where's our trips that we take? And while we missed out on a lot of those things, we were able to to really just have everybody here in our own camps,
Yeah.
which I think in hindsight is something that was really great for us as a church, and even the student ministry here, because everybody got to grow together. I mean, we're in such a time of uncertainty that everybody really, took hold to each other and really came together as a student ministry.
Yeah, so Summer Camp 2020 took place. Make it matter,
Yeah.
was our theme, and we pushed each other to know that our lives matter. And what better time to be pushed in that direction than during a pandemic? And your life does matter, and we are, as a student ministry, pushing and believing that God has great plans for your life. And then we jumped into what we called not Wire. This year was different to an extent, but it was Reach Dothan. We say reach, build, connect here at RBC, and we wanted us to have this mindset of reaching Dothan. And so share just for a second, Auburn, about some of the things that we did that week.
Yeah, so that we, mainly there was a lot of stuff, a few things around the community. We went, cut some grass, cut some bushes, came here to church, painted some things, did some yard work at the Woodlands, really just took time. In a sense, we condensed Wired into a weekend.
Yeah.
We really went through and served the community, served those in need, shut-ins here in this church, and other people in need here in the Wiregrass, really just to reach out to those around us.
Yeah, and again, as we think of the pandemic, the mission doesn't stop. The goodness of that is the gospel doesn't change either. God is still God and in control. And so we had an opportunity through Reach Dothan to be the hands and feet and take the goodness of the gospel to our neighborhood. And some folks got painted too.
Yeah.
Not just what needed to be painted. And there was a few other things. We had some time where we listened to a panel of conversation with people about what it looks like to reach and how they were reached. And so that was just a really neat week. And then throughout the summer, Auburn had a lot of different things happening. Some things going on in our Instagram stories. We had a few days where you and I were playing some Fortnite with some folks. You know how good I am at that game.
Hard to believe we actually did that.
I know it. What else did we do?
Man, we had guys times and
Yeah.
girls times. So
Yeah.
guys, we went out and played disc golf.
Yeah.
And had some glizzies, as the young folks call it, right? Some hot dogs.
That's right.
Had a cookout.
That's right. Yeah.
The girls had didn't they have like a paint party?
Tie-dye
Or a
party.
tie-dye?
Yeah, they did tie-dyes and stuff like that. So
just really just connecting with each other.
yeah, and again, in the pandemic world, we still can do that, and that's what's neat about that. And then push forward, Auburn past Reach Dothan, past camp, and past, kind of the normalcy. We had an opportunity in August to begin meeting outside for worship. And that was a totally different environment, totally different situation, but it was really neat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I never told you this, but I was a little skeptical of just like so much that goes into being outside.
Yeah.
And then for people to actually like want to come with it being outside, because I mean, when we started in August, it was 95 degrees. And now we look at it and it's like 60 degrees outside. So really just having everybody outside, I feel like it's something that if we didn't do, I don't know if we could have been meeting.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, God, what can we do to create as safe of an environment but still meet in a larger scale with our group of our students? And I saw some other churches doing some things kind of like it, and I was like, we're going for it.
Yeah.
And I remember the day I had a conversation with the guy that does all of our production here, and I was like, hey, if I wanted to do an outdoor worship service, like, what would that entail? And he said, well, just so happen, which only this man can do.
It always happens.
It always happens that way. But it just so happens I am having an opportunity to get a stage. And you and I and Cade and Jared went to Panama City, got the stage, got it set up, and man, it has been a really neat time outdoors.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think we'd ever get that thing set up. I mean, when all that stuff got put in the back of that trailer, I'm thinking, what in the world have we stepped into?
It looked like my kids upstairs were all their Legos.
Yeah, it was just like, there's pieces here, there's pieces there, and then we're just gonna figure it out. And luckily, Jared figured it out.
He's the man. So outdoor worship, and we did multiple crew nights outside. Friendsgiving, I love the pictures from Friendsgiving. Our Tacky Christmas crew night, Bradley here did a tremendous job leading us in that, and just such a neat time that we had outdoors, and we're thankful for that time and know that we can utilize that in the days ahead if needed. And so Auburn, that's kind of looking back, and God has been in the details from the very beginning, of this pandemic, and He's in the details of your life in every circumstance. But now we want to push to 2021 and believe that yes, things are going to still look different, but we believe God has greater plans, and we believe that God's still going to move, and we're excited for what He's going to do, and want to encourage you today as our student ministry and as our church to think about ways to fulfill the mission in 2021. And we want to talk just for a brief moment about how we want and encourage you to do that in our student ministry. And so Auburn, we say our mission all the time is what?
Reach, build, connect.
Exactly right. Reach the lost, build the believer, and connect the people of God to the mission and purpose of God. And that mission is for everyone, from the youngest of kids to the oldest of person in our church. That mission is for you and I to fulfill. And so Auburn, let's begin for a moment talking about how in 2021 and some things that we're going to be doing to help our students reach.
Yeah, so as we think about reaching in 2021, we're kind of going to move in the way that we already have in 2020. We're going to use a lot of technology to reach others because that's what students are on. They're on technology. So we're going to be looking at a YouTube channel, which is going to be at Ridgecrest Students. This is where you should be viewing this video. We're going to have, still have things on Instagram, Facebook, podcast. I mean, all sorts of things dealing with technology. We're going to have them.
Yeah, and so as we think about these things, first and foremost, you are watching this Crest, episode 20, on our brand new Ridgecrest Students YouTube channel. And so we need you to subscribe, to like this video, to comment down below, let us know what's going on, what you're excited about for 2021, but also share this. And anything we do on social media, we want to set you up as a student, as a teenager, to utilize your platform to share and let other people experience what the Lord is doing through your life and through your church. And so think about that this year. Simple posts that we post on our Instagram, simple things that we put out there in different ways on YouTube. We'd love for you to help us, and it's a great way for you to reach your friends by sharing that. But then Auburn, also just practically a reminder, God's placed us where we are for a reason.
Right.
The school that we're in, the neighborhoods that we're in, the families that we're in, He's placed us there, and we have the opportunity. We've used this verse, Matthew 5:16, to shine our light. And so an encouragement as well about reaching is to reach the people God's put right around you. And so part of that's your social media, but also part of that is your everyday life. And so secondly,
to build. So once we start reaching, right, 2021, that's the first step, reach. How are we going to build each other up?
Yeah, and so here's the deal. Connection groups, as we sit in this room right now and as this video is live and available, are not going to be meeting like normal. So some of our connection groups are meeting off campus, and some are still doing some different types of things. I want to encourage you to engage with your group, however that's happening right now. But also every Sunday morning, right here in the spot, Auburn and I, we do something called
Connection Group Live.
CG Live at 10 o'clock. Check us out on Instagram and on YouTube and wherever the different platforms will be that this will be live for you. Check it out, engage with us, comment back and forth. We'll always give away some free stuff.
Yep.
And Aubrey, you always say, if it's free, it's for me. Exactly right. So get the free stuff, hang out with us on CG Live. And then as we get closer to February, March, we'll kind of communicate this, but Connection should be coming back. We want to encourage you to be back on campus with us. And so part of building is being in a group that's encouraging one another, following after the Lord, and being just used by Him together. But also in January, we're going to start something called
Digital Discipleship.
Digital Discipleship.
Well, that's February.
That'll begin in February, coming right off of January's book study with our pastor.
Yep.
And so be on the lookout. We're going to have different locations and a live video that your group will be able to focus in on and be encouraged in discipleship in February. And then also in the new year, we'll start 21 days of prayer and fasting. And I'm so excited about this. This year, we're going to walk through the book of Matthew together, especially Matthew chapter 6 specifically. And we're going to be encouraged on the 21 days of prayer and fasting to look after the Lord, look to the Lord, and be encouraged by His word, and let that be something that propels us, because Auburn, at the end of the day, statistics show what truly will lead a person to stay faithful faithful in following the Lord is their intake, their personal intake of the scripture. And so we want to encourage our students in 2021 to start with our 21 days of prayer and fasting, going through Matthew 6 and focusing on that. So we talked about digital discipleship, we've talked about book study, we have talked about 21 days of prayer and fasting. Wednesday nights we'll be meeting in the gym on Wednesdays. These are all times and places for you to be built up, to grow as a disciple, to in turn make disciples.
Right, Wednesdays in the gym. Gonna look kind of how they have the past few weeks. Really getting ready for most of the student band to be back, to get that started. Some familiar faces, but a little different on Wednesday nights, but we can't wait to be inside.
Yeah, and so then lastly, all of this moves us to what we call connect. We believe, again, to reach, build, and connect. And as Auburn and I have talked about, what does connect look like? It talks a lot about the reality of as we reach, as we build and walk in those, we get to this place where we have the opportunity to truly connect to the mission and purpose of God. So as we love our neighbors, as you right now at school and with your friends and with your family engage in a heart of love to make disciples, that's where you connect to the purpose of God.
Yeah, really just utilizing, first reaching each other, building each other up, and now connecting with others. There's so many people around us, whether it be neighbors, school, friends that don't go to church, or maybe don't have somebody in their life that they can talk about Jesus with. So really connecting with them, getting ready for this new year, and really doing all you can to glorify God and reach others.
Yep, so that is it, Ridgecrest students and Ridgecrest family. We are thankful for 2020, even though it was different, but we are excited for 2021. Here's what we want to ask you to do. Jump on the ride with us. Let's experience the Lord together, focus on Him, and believe that Jesus is better. And as we focus our life on Him, He and He alone will guide and use us for His glory. Auburn?
I think that's it.
The Crest 20, episode 20 is a wrap here in the spot. You ready?
I guess we got to see them in 2021.
2021, that's it, dude.